Hello and welcome. It's the smallest things that make the biggest difference. This week, I'm going to share with you my favorite filmmaking gear that helps me make my workflow more efficient and my life as a filmmaker as easy as possible. My name is Cree, and on this channel, I talk about tech with context. Now, whether I'm shooting a video for a client or I'm here in the YouTube studio, I have a handful of items that make my life so much easier as a filmmaker. So we're going to go over these items today, and without further ado, let's look at the first item. This overhead camera mount is amazing. I use this pretty much every day, and I did a more extensive video about it recently. But the way I use this setup is I place a camera on top to capture A-roll, and then if I need to capture any overhead shots, I just place a camera right here below, and I can place items right in front of this camera to capture a nice overhead shot or get a close-up shot of whatever it is that I'm talking about. I also use this as an additional tripod in the studio and all different types of ways that I put this arm to use. So if you're interested in learning more, go check out the video, and also anything that I cover in this video, the links will be placed in the description below. If you're delivering video production services in a studio, I can't emphasize this one enough. Buy wheels for everything, or buy gear that has wheels. So I have wheels on all my storage carts. I also have all of my light stands on wheels so that I can move lighting around in the studio very easily. You can also turn these light stands into tripods to mount your cameras, and they're very stable in a studio environment. So take it from me, get wheels for everything. This next one is also great for studio work. Super clamps. So what I do is I use super clamps to attach anything I can to C-stand. So in this case, I use a super clamp to attach a light. I use this light as a hair light. And in some cases, I can also use it as a larger light source in the studio if I need to. And then down below, I also have a clamp that I attach my camera to. So I have a ball head mount here at the end. I can place a camera here, and I can really just maneuver this at any angle that I need to in order to get a nice shot. So again, just eliminating all tripods and all stands as much as possible, and super clamps are a really great way to go. Label makers are fantastic for in the studio and on the go. I label everything. Even when I'm on site with a client, I will label wires depending on whatever the setup is. And I have two different label makers that I use. I use this one for my office. It does print a little larger in size. This one is made by Dymo. And then I have this portable label maker. This one prints a little smaller size, so I can just use it on the go. This second label maker is made by Nimbot. This one's great because it's rechargeable. It also prints smaller in size. So this is one that I take with me. I can just place it in my backpack or my case. And if I need to label anything while I'm on site with a client, then this is my go-to label maker. If you're shooting any type of video that require you to switch back and forth between landscape and vertical, I highly recommend this piece of gear. It's the Edholm S, and what you can do is you can rotate your camera anytime you need to move your orientation. What's great about this device is that it will also balance on a gimbal. So if you balance your camera and lens on your gimbal in a landscape type of a setup, you can also switch the camera very quickly. You just unscrew this knob over here, rotate your camera, and now you're shooting vertical in a matter of seconds. So definitely add this one if you are on site and need to record landscape and vertical footage in any of your environments. You've probably heard of this one before. It is a multi-tool. Now, I have one of these in all my bags, all my drawers. I have these everywhere. I use them all the time. And what's great about them is they are silver, so they're easy to see. Like if you are carrying around a black bag or a dark colored bag, which most camera gear is made in the color black. So this is easy to find, and it fits anything you need. So definitely have at least one of these in your kit. Have you ever been on site and your camera or your lens is just dirty and a mess? Pack one of these with you. It's a blower baby. This one is also rechargeable, and all you have to do is press the button, and it definitely packs a punch. It'll clear any debris off of your lenses or your camera. There might be a newer version out now or other versions. If I find anything else online, I'll place them down below in the description. But these are great to have in your kit as well. If you're working on multiple editing projects at one time, I can't emphasize this one enough, have external SDs available and have one for each of your clients. So I have these Samsung T7s. I have one for each client. What's nice about this is I can have multiple projects, editing projects stored on this external SSD at one time. I don't have to worry about all the memory being used up on my laptop or my computer. And all I have to do is either plug in or change out the SSD based on whatever client editing project I'm working on. All right, this one just happened to me the other day. On site with a client, recording the audio, recording external audio using a boom mic. And guess what? The audio failed and I didn't discover it until after the project was over and I was in the edit. So the way that I saved myself here is that I use a wireless microphone system. DJI can do this. Rode can also do this. But any microphone system that allows you to record internally, place that on your client in addition to whatever other audio source, audio capture source you're using while on site. Can't tell you how many times this has saved me. So it doesn't hurt to have some sort of a boom mic as your main audio source. You can always use the wireless mic as your scratch audio. It's connecting directly to your camera. And on top of that, it's recording internally. And then that way you can grab that audio file later if you ever need it, if anything goes wrong with that main audio source. I have multiple cameras, multiple tripods, mounts, you name it, I have it, especially here in the studio. So do this and do this early. Find a camera mounting system that works for any situation and use that same mount on all your cameras, all your tripods, all your camera mounts, everywhere you can, both in your studio or if you're going on site with a client. That way you can take your camera. You don't have to change out the mounts every time you're going out to do work or you're setting your gear up. You can place this camera on any camera mount system and you just don't have to worry about that one additional piece of equipment getting in your way. Now, this one's also a big one. I recommend implementing this as soon as possible if you're doing any type of video production services, and that is adopting a V-mount battery system. What's great about these battery systems is they give you hours of power and you don't have to have your camera plugged in or anything like that. So I use a V-mount system in two different setups for my video production services. The first one is if I'm in studio and I know that I'm going to be recording for a long period of time. I have these clamps. You just attach them directly to your tripod. You attach your V-mount battery to the clamp and then just run this cable. This is a D-tap connection. You just run the other end of the cable, which is a dummy battery mount. Place that in your camera, and now you have pretty much endless power for those long videos. Now, if you want to be more on the go with your battery system, this is great for capturing events or run and gun type situations. I have recently purchased this V-mount system from SmallRig, and it's so small in size, and all you do is you can attach your camera right here to the bottom. I have cages that connect directly into this mount. On the back, you just attach your V-mount battery, run that same cable from your battery. The dummy battery portion of the cable goes right into your camera, and now you have a nice compact run and gun setup for when you're on the go. So again, anything that I'm going to do to save myself from having to think of something else while I'm on site or while I am delivering on my video production services, I'm definitely going to adopt that. And look, if there's anything that I forgot to mention, leave it in the comments below. I'd love to learn more about the types of gadgets or setups that you're using in your video production to make your life easier. And look, thanks as always for tuning in. Before you leave, hit the like and subscribe button, and I'll be sending out another video next week. So until then, take care, and I'll see you soon.